Hello everyone and welcome to February's messages. My name is Rochelle for those of you that don't know me, and I am very gratefully bringing forward the messages for February 2017 for you. So this month the deck that requested to come forward was Whispers of Lord Ganesha. So this is one of my favorite decks that I love to use, and if you've been following me over the last few months, you'll know it's come up more frequently than not, just because I love the potency and the power of the deck, and also the way Ganesh comes across. He's very gentle, and a lot of times he can be depicted in statues and in illustrations as a little bit more of a fierce deity, when I really find him to be very soft and soothing. And even though he's this powerful being that releases obstacles that are in your way, he somehow does it so elegantly and gently. And I always see him dancing around situations and scenarios with playing beautiful music to kind of uplift the energy with ease, rather than really bulldozing through them, which is more of that push energy. So calling him in this month, he's really wanting to remind you to use him as a tool this year to really step into your own heart and your own desires and moving in the path, in the direction that you're choosing to. So he's showing there's been this lit fire inside of everyone. It's like this ignition of really wanting to step into your inner yes and that inner truth. But what he's showing is there's now a lot of fear that's coming up around that, about, well, what will it mean if I do that? What am I going to have to lose and let go of? And he's showing that fear and lack mentality is really vibrant and alive right now. So with the fear, he's saying on the collective whole, because the earth is really being called right now to really rise this energy up in order for it to be transmuted. So he's saying not only are you kind of in your own cycle of fear and stepping forward into your own life and your own heart and your own truth, he's showing everyone kind of taking on that collective whole energy, which feels really heavy. So the biggest thing he's asking you to do, like within the days that you're feeling a little extra heavy, or you need a nap, or energetically you're just feeling off, is asking you to call upon him to bless and clear and purify any and all energies that are in your way that are no longer yours or serving you. So within that, all you have to do is say thank you, Ganesh, for doing your thing, and he'll know exactly what needs to be done. So he's almost saying there's almost this fear of even wanting to call him in, because he's showing me there's a lot of people saying, well, am I doing this right? And he's just saying, all you need to do is ask. I've got you from here, don't worry. So he's really wanting to come in to encourage you to utilize him and his gifts and what he's calling in. And he's also showing the angels that are coming in for everyone as well, to really take a stand and really ground in themselves so they can move forward with more clear direction within their heart. So when I opened this deck up, there was a card that flew out so powerfully and beautifully, and so I knew it was one of the cards that wanted to come forward tonight. I will be choosing another card as well, but it feels like this one really wanted to be seen. So it's a promise of the future. So within this one coming in, it's almost like he's just showing me once again a lot of fear about what the future can hold or what the future is going to look like, and a lot of people living in the past or in the future rather than here in the now. And so a lot of this future energy that's being called forward, instead of holding it as your vision of something to move into, he's showing it's creating a fear of creating all of these stories about what could happen, where we could be, what we could see, and it's like this projected manifestation into things that aren't even happening. And within that, he's showing that fear energy is really increasing, and he's really kindly reminding you to catch yourself within it, and just have compassion if you find yourself there, just knowing that here in this moment, right here and now, are you safe? Here in this moment, right here and now, are you loved? Here in this moment, right here and now, do you have all that you need? And he's saying when you can pull yourself back from that future fear place and really step into your own gifts, that's where you're going to find the magic's really coming forward for you. So it's like really reeling yourself back from the not even created possibility in future, and giving yourself permission to allow it to evolve in a way that's actually lifting you up and rising you up energetically, and allowing you to bring more joy into your life, rather than keep putting this piece of fear of the unknown and what's going to come forward. So he's requesting that the promise of the future is something that should feel joyous and exciting, and and it's like that infinite possibility and potential of what could come forward, rather than the latter right now where he's saying a lot of fear is around that. So once again, like, he's coming in, and Archangel Michael's also stepping in to help you with this, to really clear any cords of attachments, removing any hooks, any implants, any psychic debris, any and all energetics that are just no longer serving you. It's like you got Michael on one side, Ganesha on the other, and then your angelic team around, and any other guides coming in, and they're just showing really taking that power stance of really grounded, divine, like, power through love energy. And it feels like, it does feel quite masculine to me when I tune into it, but not necessarily in the power masculine that you might see in current leaders in this world, but it's really the power of the heart, and with that masculine really like I got you energy. So it's very loving and very powerful and strong, and it just feels very safe and secure to be within this energy and within these guides to really unfold what's no longer working in your life to look at. So apparently he's wanting to bring forward a few cards this month, so we're just going to go with it. So the first one that came out is the openness card, and then we have fulfillment and protection. And it's interesting because he's showing me the correlation between all of these cards of really that openness and the willingness in order to really look at what no longer is serving you, and then really with the intention of moving into that inner fulfillment. Because if we were truly fulfilled here and now, we wouldn't really need to shift anything. Like, we would just be happy and content and enjoy life. And it's sweet because I always see my grandma, her face when she just was like watching all of us in her later years, and she just looks so content and happy. It was like nothing needed to change. It's like those moments were full of perfection for her, and just the beauty and joy that came with being surrounded by family. So that fulfillment inside, it's like it feels complete, and it feels good, and it just overtakes you with this beautiful feeling of love. So he's asking that if you're not feeling that all the time, or if there's certain areas that you're like, yes, like this feels good, he's encouraging you just with curiosity and compassion to look at the areas that aren't necessarily feeling that full and fulfilled sense of love within. And that's not to say that you're doing something wrong. It just means maybe a few things need to be tweaked, or maybe you really need to look at a certain area of your life that's massively out of balance to bring you into that harmony. And he's saying there's a big fear about the emotional piece, and he's showing me a lot of resistance to people wanting to do this through the emotions and really resisting having to feel. And he's showing a lot of big actions, a lot of big promises from people that are out there and saying, I'll give you this, it'll just take 6 sessions and then you're gonna have this freedom to live life in this way, or you'll be a millionaire in 3 months if you follow my 7-step plan. But what they're showing me is there's a lot of scrambling for external action, but that inward stillness is really what's being called forward to step into you and who you are. And he's showing me a lot of pent-up energy that's really held in the heart, and it feels so scary to open the heart up and to just see what's in there. And it's sweet because they're saying a lot of people feel if they start crying, they're not going to stop. But they're reminding you, have you ever walked around and just seen someone sobbing like for 3 days in a row because they can't stop crying? No, you might go through it. You might feel waves of it come on, but it's just here to be cleansed and purged. And he's showing the emotion piece is really big to really transform your life. And it doesn't have to be this long, exuberant process that feels dreadful and that sucks you into this vortex of going down. Like, you can feel it and move it and rise up, and it can be in a beautiful divine timing that's best for you. He's saying you don't understand the co-creative possibilities that you have is if you ask your angels and guides to support you in a way that's in your highest and greatest good. So taking yourself even from needing to know consciously what it'll look like and trusting that everything's in alignment for you, leading you to, your heart's fulfillment and path and your highest and greatest good, he's going to come forward to support you with that, to really take down the shielding and the barriers within the heart center. And so it's interesting because the last card that came in with that once was the protection piece. And it's like the reason a lot of people don't do this work is because it doesn't feel safe, because they don't feel they have the structures in place or the people for support. And so you'd rather tolerate life and maintain the uncomfortableness that you've learned as your current comfort zone, rather than risking not feeling unsafe. So he's letting you know that you don't have to feel unsafe while doing emotional work. It's almost like these false belief systems. And he's also showing a lot of belief systems around people think they're weak if they show emotion. People don't think you're, he's showing like weak, you're not strong, what's wrong with you if you're feeling these things. He's showing a lot of this spiraling in the mind about like something being a deficit within you if you're feeling this great emotion, when in reality it's really going to help purge and cleanse and clear your body. And I can feel even the sacral chakra like really ignited with that creative, like sensual, sexual energy wanting to come out and wanting to be cleansed and cleared. But once again, it's not feeling safe to do so. So Archangel Michael and Ganesha are also coming in to allow you to feel that safety and the protection. And he's asking you to just take a moment every day, even if it's 30 seconds in the washroom, on the toilet, just to breathe and call them in. And all you have to do is just close your eyes and just take a deep breath in and exhale and just say thank you. So thank you, Ganesha. Thank you, Archangel Michael, and all the beings of the highest and greatest good for supporting me and protecting me. Thank you for allowing me to feel so safe, safety of the divine's highest light and truth and greatest good, so I may come forward within my heart, within full compassion and curiosity within my life, connecting me to my inner truth that's radiating so vibrantly, so strongly, to make the changes that I need to make in my life to move forward. Thank you for allowing me to feel safe, to feel any emotion that may need to emerge in order for my cleansing and purification. And thank you for guiding me to all the people that will make me feel so amazingly safe and secure within their own healing process and ability, so I too may thrive in this time of stepping into my power. So for all this and more, I thank you. I thank you, I thank you. For it is so, and so it is done, so be it. Now it's cute because they're like, Rochelle, not everyone's gonna they're gonna think they have to remember that. So they're saying what you could also do is just take a few breaths in and say, thank you, Ganesh and Archangel Michael, for leading me on my path and providing me with safety. And then they're saying, and even if that's too much, they're just saying, thank you. So they're making it very clear that they want to make this as easy for you to show up to your life. And there's also a piece around coming in about like, how much work do I have to do? It's like this fear that you're going to be inevitably broken forever, and then what's the point of doing this work? And they're just wanting you to give yourself the benefit of the doubt. It's like, you've gotten yourself this far. You've been through the highs and lows of life. You've felt, you've grieved, you've cried, you've celebrated, you've experienced joy and elation and all the emotions that go with it. And if one thing's clear, everything is in the moment of fluctuation, and then this too shall pass. But that doesn't mean we need to have this tumultuous, chaotic life. It means we can feel more centered and grounded as we do this work and grow, because it won't spin us out every time, because we've dealt with a lot of those emotions inside. So when the next layer comes, it feels like it's more gentle. It feels like it's more empowering to let go, and it won't feel as chaotic and that stressful energy. It'll be knowing that this is the next layer that's purging from the heart, and they're just reminding you that you are safe and you are loved and you are protected and you are beyond beautifully blessed, and that they're always here for you. So they're just reminding you to call upon them for whatever you need to really step into your power, your truth, knowing what that looks like for you. And even if you don't, they're just saying, allowing yourself to feel what might feel scary about knowing what that doesn't look like for you. So they're really encouraging you to grab boxes of tissues, feel whatever anger may emerge. You might even heal through laughter. I mean, that's a beautiful way. We all know what can come after a really good laugh as well. So they're just it's like giving yourself permission to be you, to feel all that you need to feel, and to be okay and not have to explain to anyone else why you're going through this or trying to shield yourself. They really want you to really fall in love with you, and they know this has been the theme for a long time, but until it happens, they're saying, what can you do differently in this world until you truly fall in love with yourself and love you and all of who you are? Because they're saying we love you so divinely, so unconditionally, and it's almost like all these guides are praying for your willingness to see it within yourself. So I wish each of you a really beautiful month with just so much heart, so much fulfillment, and so many beautiful blessings. And I really just want to express my divine gratitude for each and every one of you for showing up. It takes a lot of courage to show up to your life and to really claim what it is that you want for yourself. So I'm sending lots of love to you, sending so many angels of abundance and blessings, and calling in that divine unconditional love of light and spirit, if you may so receive it. So have a beautiful day and a beautiful month. Bye.